Let's talk about Google Merchant Center suspensions for high-ticket dropshipping. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. If you are new here, subscribe for weekly high-ticket dropshipping content. I've been in the space for 6 years, both from a building and scaling my own store standpoint to releasing a couple of courses, and now prominently building online stores for other people, where I and a small team that I have behind me will literally choose your niche based on what we know works best. We will build the website, we will get you suppliers, we will optimize the website for Google Merchant Center and for Microsoft Merchant Center, for Google Ads and for Bing and Microsoft Ads, and then we'll help you launch. And the process has gotten more and more refined over the course of time, so we can do it pretty dang quickly. If you're interested, the link is below. I also still offer my course for very cheap. The link is below for that as well. So Google Merchant Center suspensions are a real thorn in the side, especially if you're brand new to high-ticket drop shipping. And they're still a thorn in my side even for me. Google, over the course of time, has made it very, very difficult to advertise a drop shipping business with Google Shopping ads, which Google Shopping ads are kind of the mecca of all ads online. Microsoft, meanwhile, is much easier to get approved for, and they have really powerful ads as well. In fact, I know plenty of people that have seen better results from Microsoft ads than Google ads over the course of time. It's kind of a, for whatever reason, a store-by-store case. In my own experience, I've always gotten the best results from Google Ads, and I also like the interface and the granularity of what you can do with Google Ads more than Microsoft. That's just my own personal preference, and I know it's shared by others as well. But the challenge is Google has made it very difficult over the course of time for dropshipping businesses to get approved on Google Merchant Center. So if you are new and you're not familiar with how the whole ecosystem works of how you advertise online, let's assume you are using Shopify to build your website. So here's Shopify, you have built the website, and here's Google. You want to show up on Google when someone types in, I'll use a crappy niche as an example, e-bikes for sale, and you're selling e-bikes. I want to show up for that search term on Google. Well, how do I, very technically speaking, get my store to show up there? What do I need to do? Well, in the middle is Google Merchant Center. Basically, your Shopify will connect to Google Merchant Center, and Google Merchant Center acts as kind of your headquarters for everything that you do on Google, from a Google business listing, where if you type in a local business, it'll show them on the map, it'll show their ratings, it'll show reviews, it'll show their address, all that. And Google Ads. So those are just a couple examples. But Google Merchant Center is where everything kind of lives. It's the connector between Shopify and where your ads actually show up. And when I first got started back in 2020, it was remarkably easy for basically any business to advertise on Google. I never ran into a single problem with Google Merchant Center until probably 2023 is the first time I really started seeing some suspensions start coming around. And the most common one that you will encounter as a high-ticket dropshipper is suspension for misrepresentation. And what that actually means is many different things in the eyes of Google, but basically what they're saying is your website isn't trustworthy enough, it's somewhat vague, it's somewhat misleading, you're misrepresenting something about your business. And everything behind that is very opaque and vast and very seemingly subjective and inconsistent from Google's standpoint. And a couple years ago, it was not that hard to get past a suspension for misrepresentation. Oftentimes what triggers it, at a very basic level is, does your business address match on the website what is in your Google Merchant Center account exactly? Does your shipping policy match? Do you have all of the policies that are required, like shipping policy, terms of service, return and refund policy? Do you have a contact page set up? Do you have multiple forms of contact listed on the website, your phone number, your email, a contact form? And then, so those are the very tangible things that, like, those are where you should definitely look first, because if one of those is off, one of those alone could trigger a Google Merchant Center suspension. But over the course of time, they have updated their internal automatic algorithm that, in today's day and age, basically, if you set up a new Google Merchant Center account, you are guaranteed to, connect your product feed and then get suspended, basically right off the bat. It's almost guaranteed at this point. It's something that I expect even for stores that I build. It's basically unavoidable for new stores. That doesn't mean that you can't rectify it, and I've slowly been rectifying it for my own clients that have been suspended, some of them for months. So that's good. I've kind of figured out the system, but the system is a lot more complex and far-reaching than you might think. And frankly, it's really hard to do without someone that knows what they're doing and has some level of AI or a scanner that they use, which I have both of those things. Because now there's something that they look at called trust signals. And I guess that's not super new, but the trust signals are the hardest thing to convince Google to, basically let you be a business on their platform. Trust signals can mean many things. It could mean, do you have shipping timeframes listed on your website? Do you have good warranty documentation for your products? Do you have all of your things very clearly defined? Do you look like a trustworthy and established business? And again, there's no one way to convince Google to do this. But then there's a lot of other things that are super specific and super technical, like everywhere where your business email is listed on the website, does it have a mail to link embedded in it? Same with your phone number. When you click it on the website, does it link to actually, like, if you're on mobile, will it link and start a new phone call when you click on it? So it's all these really specific things. From a website quality standpoint, SEO helps, but it's not everything. Do you have quality images? Do you say the word authorized dealer all over the place? For whatever reason, they really don't like that. It's a lot of very specific things. And over the course of time, I've compiled a very complex rule book, basically, that needs to be followed on all websites. And so I've figured out how to get accounts approved, but it is very difficult to do. There are good guides out there to follow if you don't want to pay someone to do it. There's a lot of good free content on YouTube. And it is possible to still advertise on Google Merchant Center. And frankly, if you're able to get approved on Google Merchant Center these days, they've made the barrier to entry so high and so difficult to get past that your competition is going to be way lower than it was even a couple of years ago. So all that said, now is a really good time to be into high-ticket dropshipping, but you need to know what you're doing when you encounter the beast that is Google Merchant Center, because they're mysterious, they're very hard to get in contact with, and you really need to know the proper channels and the proper methods to get approved on their platform. And when I say get approved and the methods, it's not like this tricking the algorithm or this loophole. Really what you need to do is fix the root problems that are on your website that Google sees as problems. And what makes that really challenging is if you have hundreds of pages on your website, whether you have a bunch of products, blogs, a bunch of whatever the pages are, you're just one person, you're a human. It's hard to go in and manually find those things. It's easy to spot obvious ones, like if my email is spelled wrong in the footer or something like that. But really what you need these days is AI to crawl your website and identify things and push out changes for you, which again, I happen to possess. And that's helped me a lot over the past several months, rectifying these Google Merchant Center problems. So all that said, I could probably make several different videos about Google Merchant Center suspensions, which I probably will over the course of time, but I just wanted to have this one be like kind of a state of the union of what's going on with Google Merchant Center. Is it still possible to even advertise on Google or Microsoft? And the answer is yes to both. It's easier on Microsoft, much harder on Google, but still possible, still doable if you know what you're doing. I'll end that here. Let me know in the comments what I left out, what you would like me to talk about next, whether it's the same topic or a different topic as it pertains to high-ticket dropshipping. And if you haven't already, hit like, subscribe for weekly content on high-ticket dropshipping, and we'll see you in the next one.